An internal memo has been circulating which says that the draw size will be capped at 4,250. Will the draw size be actually capped at 4,250? What will be the prediction for the next draw then? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to Canadian Dream. This channel is all about Canadian immigration, immigration related news and updates. In today's video, we will discuss the internal memo that has been in talk recently, and we will try to predict the draw which is expected on 26th of October. An internal memo has been circulating recently which says the draw size will be capped at 4,250, and obviously candidates waiting in the pool are panicking over it. Let me share my thoughts on this. First, let me read out the key points from the memo to you. This memo is from July. It was written to the Deputy Minister for the approval of resuming ExpressEntryDraws from the 6th of July. It reads a gradual ramp up of invitations beginning with 1,500 invitations on July 6, 2022. It is anticipated that we will increase bi-weekly invitations by 250 up to 4,250 by December 2022, and that invitations will be adjusted in accordance with the 2023 levels plan. This will ensure that new clients being invited can be processed within 6 months service standard. So the key takeaways from the memo are: number 1, it is from July 2022. Number 2, it mentions resuming draws from 6th July. Number 3, it mentions that the draws will resume with 1,500 ideas. Number 4, it mentions that the draws will be increased in size by 250. Number 5, it's true that this memo does mention capping the draw size at 4,250, but there is still hope. First, it's from July, which means it's almost 4 months old, so there can be changes made to this. Second, we already have seen changes made. The memo says the draws will be increased by 250, and we have seen increments of 500 a couple of times. So there is a chance that this memo may not be valid anymore. However, I would like to share my prediction based on this memo. Even though I already shared predictions for multiple draw sizes including 4,250, but in case you haven't watched that prediction video, or you may not remember the prediction of 4,250, as most of us including me were expecting to see another 500 increments, and that prediction video was completely focused on draw size of 4,750. So here is what might happen if the next draw is conducted with 4,250 ideas. For our prediction, we need to find the following first. Number 1, number of candidates in the pool after the last draw. Number 2, number of new candidates that may get added. Number 3, total number of candidates expected before the draw. Number 4, the expected draw size. Once we have these 4 pieces of information, we can make our prediction. So let's start with number 1, number of candidates in the pool after the last draw. We have this data from our pool breakdown video. In case if you have missed it, I'll quickly show you. The last draw was conducted on the 12th October. 4,250 invitations were sent out, and the cutoff score was 500. So from 4,250 invitations, 601 were used up by the candidates with 600 plus scores. From the remaining ITS, 2,785 were sent to cover all the candidates in the 501 to 600 CRS range. After this, there were no candidates with CRS 501 and above. The remaining 864 ITS were dedicated for the 491 to 500 range. There were 6,384 candidates in this range. So after sending out 864 invitations, there should be 5,520 candidates left in this range. So we have got the first piece of information. Let's move to the second. Number 2, number of new candidates that may get added. To find this, we need to look at the previous records. First, let's look at the number of newly added candidates for the 12th October draw. We can see in the range of 601 to 1,200, we were expecting 506 candidates. Bad news, 601 were added. Between 501 to 600, 936 candidates were expected. The biggest shock came here. 1,645 candidates were added in this range. This is the highest addition we have seen in this range so far. Between 491 to 500, 179 candidates were expected, but 399 were actually added. The biggest addition was seen in the 501 to 600 range once again, most likely due to the international students claiming their points. Overall, 2,685 candidates were added in the 451 to 1200 CRS range, which is 779 more than our prediction. So all in all, the number of new additions to the pool was pretty big this time. To understand the pattern of new additions better, let's look at their trends. In the 601 to 1200 range, we can see a significant increase this time, but it still has the downward trend. The 501 to 600 range has witnessed a record addition and the trend line has now become steep and upward. The 491 to 500 range also showed a big rise this time, the highest we have seen in recent times. This also has a steep upward trend now. On the whole, new candidates in the 451 to 1200 range now has an upward trend. Time to find the number of candidates that may get added to the pool before the next draw. This is going to be tricky this time. We have seen an unexpected spike in the last draw. Will the new addition remain to be high once again, or will it go back to the average line? Last time we saw a big spike before the draw on 14 September, and after the spike, it went back to normal in the next draw. This suggests that the numbers may go back to the average line in the next draw, but because it's so unpredictable, I plan to show what happens in both cases. Scenario 1, the number of new candidates remain high. To find this, we will use linear forecasting. We now have 7 sets of data. We will use the latest 6 sets of data as the first one looks like an anomaly. So we get in the range of 601 to 1200, 479 candidates might get added this time. Between 501 to 600, 1537 candidates. And between 491 to 500, 321 candidates are expected to get added. The number in the 601 to 1200 seems to be less, but I'm not making any adjustments here as the number in the 501 to 600 range is very high, which I believe should balance it out. Scenario 2, the number of new candidates goes back to the average. To find this, we'll average the data sets we have. Again, we'll be ignoring the first set of data for appearing to be an anomaly. So after averaging, we know in the range of 601 to 1200, 522 candidates might get added this time. Between 501 to 600, 1054 candidates. And between 491 to 500, 216 candidates are expected. Please note we may see a sudden spike in the 600 plus range as we have seen a couple of PNP draws recently. I'm not considering them here as it is hard to say when these candidates will claim their points, as some of the PNPs require application submission before candidates can claim those 600 points. So we have found the second piece of information, let's move to the third. Number 3. The total number of candidates expected before the draw. Now we need to find the total number of candidates that will be in the pool before the draw is conducted. To find this, we can add the expected number of new candidates to the candidates remaining in the pool after the last draw. We need to find this for both the scenarios. In scenario 1, where the number of new candidates remain high, there should be 479 candidates with CRS 600 plus. Between 501 to 600, there should be 1537 candidates. And between 491 to 500, there should be 5841 candidates. In scenario 2, where the number of new candidates go back to average, there should be 522 candidates with CRS 600 plus. Between 501 to 600, there should be 1054 candidates. In between 491 to 500, there should be 5736 candidates. Now we have got the number of candidates that might be in the pool before the draw. Let's move to the next. Number 4. The draw size. According to the memo, the draw size may remain at 4250 from now onwards. Now we have all 4 pieces of information ready. Let's predict what might happen on the 26th October's draw. In the case of scenario 1, where the number of new candidates remains high, if 4,250 invitations are sent out, 479 candidates with CRS 600 plus will be covered. After that, we have 3,771 invitations in hand. There are 1,537 candidates between 501 to 600. They will be covered too. Now we have 2,234 ITAs left. There are 5,841 candidates in the 491 to 500 range. As the number of ITAs in hand is less than the number of candidates in this range, so the cutoff score should be between 491 to 500. 491 to 500 is a broad range. Let's narrow it down. First, let's understand how the candidates in the 491 to 500 are spread out. Honestly, we can't tell. They're not distributed evenly for sure. But to keep the math simple, let's assume they are evenly spread out in the range. Assuming numeric distribution between 491 to 500, meaning that the candidates are evenly spread out without any skew, so the 5,841 candidates are evenly distributed among these 10 points. We know we have 5,841 candidates in the 491 to 500 range and we have 2,234 ITs for them. This means we can cover 2,234 divided by 5,841, which is like 38% of these candidates. This also means the cutoff score will come down by 38% within the 491 to 500 range. We have 10 points in this range. If score comes down by 38%, the cutoff score will be 496.2. If we round off, the predicted cutoff score comes to 496. Remember, almost all candidates with CRS 500 received ITA in the last draw, so there are technically 9 points left in this range. I think the cutoff score will drop by another point, and the cutoff score in the next draw could be 495. What happens in the case of scenario 2? In scenario 2, where the number of new candidates goes back to the average, if 4,250 invitations are sent out, 522 candidates with CRS 600 plus will be covered. After that, we have 3,728 invitations in hand. There are 1,054 candidates between 501 to 600. They will be covered too. Now we have 2,674 ITs left. There are 5,736 candidates in the 491 to 500 range. As the number of ITs in hand is less than the number of candidates in this range, so the cutoff score should be between 491 to 500. 491 to 500 is a broad range. Let's narrow it down. Assuming numeric distribution between 491 to 500, we know we have 5,736 candidates in this range and we have 2,674 ITs for them. This means we can cover 2,674 divided by 5,736, which is like 47% of these candidates. This also means the cutoff score will come down by 47% within the range. If the cutoff score comes down by 47%, the cutoff score will be 495.3. Because almost all candidates with CRS 500 received IT in the last draw, and there are technically 9 points left in this range. So I think the cutoff score will drop by another point and the cutoff score in the next draw could be 494. Out of the two possibilities I shared, I would like to be optimistic and choose the second one. So if the draw size remains 4,250, then my prediction for the next draw is 494. Well, this memo may be a little scary, but I would like to say 4,250 is not a bad ceiling. And the best part about this memo is that it reconfirms the fact that new applications will be processed under 6 months service standard, which is definitely great. Whether this memo is still valid or not, whether the draw size will be capped at 4,250 or not, we will get our answers when the draw is conducted. So, what do you think of this memo? What's your prediction if the memo is valid? What will be the cutoff score? Let me know in the comment section. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you liked it. Your feedback can help me make better videos for you. To get regular updates on ExpressEntry, do subscribe and click on the bell icon. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also available in TikTok right now. I try to share regular updates there as well. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.